Okay. Hi, friends. Coming at you today with what's going to be for supper tonight. My kitchen is a disaster. I spent all day yesterday working on canning and preserving. Got a dozen jars of dill pickles here. I've got dill pickle relish getting ready to go. I'm going to be making some salsa soon. I've got to preserve squash, zucchini, butternut squash today. It's going to be a really hectic day. So crock pot meal is the way to go. I have in my crock pot here about a 3-pound arm roast. And an arm roast is one of those that you really need to cook low and slow. So on top of this, I'm going to add 2 chopped up cloves of garlic. They were really large, really big cloves of garlic. So it's gonna be pretty garlicky, to be honest, but we like garlic around here. In my little spice bowl, I have 2 teaspoons of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of parsley, a teaspoon of thyme, and a teaspoon of rosemary. And I'm just gonna mix all that up real quick and then sprinkle it over the top. Lots of herbs going in this one because, again, an arm roast is one that you can play with a lot, and those herbs will seep in and cook in really well. I'm gonna move some of those dried herbs over this way. I'm going to add into my pot 2 dried cayenne peppers. These peppers I got out of my garden a couple years ago, dried them, and they've just been phenomenal to use ever since for whatever I feel like using them for. To this, I am adding about 2/3 of a bottle of a good red wine. This one's a Merlot. Oh, one of the boys just got up. And it just barely comes to the top of that roast, and that's the way I want it, because once the juices start coming out of that roast, it will add more flavor and there will be more juice. The last thing I'm adding, Chip, knock it off. The last thing I'm adding is a bay leaf. I'm gonna put the lid on this. I'm gonna let it cook for about 8 hours, but about 6 hours in, I'm gonna show you a little trick that I use to thicken that juice that's coming off of there between the juice and the wine. It's okay, the alcohol cooks out and it makes it very, very tender and very flavorful. So, look forward to seeing you back when I've got supper done. Okay, we have about 2 hours left on our roast. And I, about 2 hours ago, actually added 2 bouillon cubes to the crock pot. And now I'm taking a 1/4 cup of cornstarch mixed with a 1/4 cup of water. I'm adding that to my base, my juice base with the wine, because I want a really good, thick, flavorful sauce to come out of this. And what I'm doing right now, I'm just adding some of that broth and wine to my cup that I had the cornstarch in, because it didn't all mix in a minute ago. And I'm gonna let this continue to cook for a couple of hours. And by the time it's done, this will have a nice, thick, gravy-like texture to that broth and wine that's all around it. So we will see you in a couple of hours. Done. Look at that beautiful roast. Are you gonna stick your face in it? You
No.
look like you're gonna stick your face in it.
It smells strong.
It does smell strong. It's pulling apart. Look at that. So easy. Putting it on my plate here. I am serving it with some rosemary and olive oil roasted finger potatoes, as well as some panko parmesan crusted butternut squash. And then just get a little bit of that beautiful sauce out of there. Pour it on top of that meat and enjoy. I hope you try it. I hope you love it. Y'all take care.